All right, so let's go to the interviewing side. How do we cut through the bull and get the right person?
Here's the freest, simplest idea that I'm going to give you. And this is actually also becomes a good sourcing idea. So you have a candidate, they look good on paper, you're interested in talking to them, you invite them for a Zoom interview. So do it on Zoom, right? This is a mistake, but also a huge opportunity that people make is they use that as like a really fluffy call. Like they don't get a lot done in those first phone interviews, Zoom interviews, whatever you want to call it. Cut to the chase, man. Like, let's get to work. Yes, I'm going to introduce myself. You're going to introduce you. I'm going to get to know you. We're going to break a little bit of ice. I'm going to answer some of your questions about the job. I'm going to ask you some softball questions about what you've been up to and what kind of work you've been doing. And I'm going to get the lay of the land, right? We're going to get to kind of, get that basic information out of each other and basic feel for each other. But then as soon as I go, hey, so you were working at 24-hour fitness and you were the lead trainer and oh, that's cool. I know some guys over at 24 too. That's a great program. Like why you maybe looking to make a move? Well, I'm looking to specialize, blah, blah. Okay, great. All that good stuff. Great. So hey, when you were at 24-hour fitness, who did you report to? Who's your GM there? Oh, it was John. John. So, if we get to the next step in this process, could you get John to connect with me and have a short call so him and I can talk about the time that you two spent working together? Now, this is the moment of truth right here. So this is going to go a number of different ways. So, I'm hoping for an emphatic yes. That John and I are buddies. We loved it. We crushed it. I was like 120% a goal every year. Like we were going out and having drinks because we loved each other so much. We were blowing things up. We were having a great time. That's what I hope to hear is a pretty emphatic, like, oh yeah, no problem. John and I are like this. But you're more likely going to get, and you're going to get that. Like, and that's what we're looking for. And then you need to actually talk to John too, by the way. But you're going to get like, oh, he doesn't work there anymore. Well, that wasn't my question. My question was, if we go further in the process, can you get John to talk to me? Him working there has nothing to do with whether or not you could pick up the phone, call him, and schedule a call for me to talk to him. So I'm going to help them overcome those objections by helping them overcome them by, of course, correcting, reiterating the question, being a pit bull. Like we're not moving forward until you give me a clear cut answer on this. It's a yes or a no. Yes, you can do it. No, he will not. Or I don't want you to. That's fine. I don't want you to talk to John is an acceptable answer because now I get to ask why. The other one's going to be is if HR has a policy against it. That's garbage. Again, my question wasn't whether or not HR has a policy against it. My question was is if we take the next step in this, can you call your buddy John, your old boss John, and ask him to speak to me? What is he going to say? Is he going to agree to do so? Yes or no? That's it. And if his answer is no, you got to speak to HR. That's an acceptable answer. But when they lead with HR has a policy against it, that is not a direct answer to my question. You're going to get all sorts of noisy responses here. That's already a red flag, but I'm going to pin them down to a definitive yes, I'm going to be able to do this, or no, I'm not going to be able to. And then I'm going to be able to ask why. And then we're going to be able to dig into that. Now, but what you're going to find for the people who hem and haw, so when you go to job number one, and then you go to job number two, and you go to job number three, job number four, and you go through the same line of questioning, you'll find excuse after excuse. And what do you do now? Run. You bail as fast as you possibly can from that conversation and the relationship with that person because that's everything you need to know about them. If they don't leave a trail of happy bosses, then it means they didn't leave a trail of happy customers, coworkers, and bosses.